I know I graduated 6 months ago. What am I doing making a study video? I'd actually say that graduating and passing a national board exam qualifies me to make the ultimate study video because I have done it all. But I know that a lot of you are in OT school and you're headed into exam seasons, and so I just wanted to give you guys a resource to refer to really take advantage of and ace those exams, whether it's your final exams or you are graduating in this winter cycle and taking the NBCOT yourself, or maybe you just searched my video on YouTube and you found it and now you're here. Whatever it is, if you're headed into an exam season, I just wanted to give you 5 helpful tips to ace those exams so you can keep working towards whatever goal it is you're working on. Okay, let's go. Tip number 1 is make a plan. Sometimes it seems counterintuitive to use your study time to plan out your studying because you should be studying. But if you want to use your time efficiently and effectively, you need to know what you're working on. If you've never made a study plan before, or you don't really know what that means, or you've had a hard time organizing your thoughts or knowing what to study, here's some tips for doing that. You can use learning objectives or chapter titles or lecture focuses to identify what major topics are going to be on an exam. Then what you need to do is rank those topics just by name from easiest to hardest. Identify what challenges you about each topic and then study those specific things. You'll want to spend more time on the topics that are harder to you and less time on the topics that are easier to you. We don't need to study things that we already know. How long you spend on each topic and how long you spend studying in general will depend on when your exam is, but I recommend starting as soon as possible if you're able. Write your study plan down. That'll help you hold yourself accountable to studying. The first time that I actually ever did this was for the NBCOT, our national board exam, and it was the most helpful thing to keep me disciplined with my studying. Just having written goals for the day actually kept me going. My next tip is to practice active recall. There's a ton of evidence supporting that studying by actually using your brain and trying to remember things is going to be the most effective in the long run. So do your flashcards, but don't just flip them over. Actually think about the answer and then understand what was right or wrong about your answer. Another good way to practice active recall is just for each topic, write 5 possible test questions that would cover that topic and then answer them. Or you could do this with friends and have them answer your questions and you answer theirs, so you get a little element of surprise. Hey, I'm really sorry for the interruption. You can count this as a bonus tip, but I wanted to tell you about my favorite exam prep platform called TrueLearn. You already know that I use TrueLearn to study for the NBCOT, and now they're supporting this portion of the video. If you haven't already heard, TrueLearn offers over 1,800 NBCOT style questions, including scenario-based items, so that you can practice for the real exam. If you're an OTA, you'll have access to over 1,000 questions. When you're studying with TrueLearn, you receive a full performance report so that you can easily identify your strengths and weaknesses. And that's awesome because then you can prioritize your study time on what you need to most. You know I'm all about efficiency. And speaking of efficiency, TrueLearn offers a mobile app so that you can study on the go, which is great for optimizing time and sticking to your study plan. This was my main tool for studying for the NBCOT, and I honestly wish I had it during grad school too, because you can filter by topics, which would have allowed me to practice questions for specific classes. Right now you can get 15% off a subscription of 90 days or more with the link down below. Good luck studying, you're gonna crush it. Let's get back to the tips. My third tip is to teach someone else. Teaching someone is a really good way to learn and really reinforce those synapses in your brain, especially for things that are more systematic or conceptual. Teaching someone else also helps you really thoroughly understand what you don't understand, because when you have to explain something really simply so that someone that doesn't understand it can understand it, you learn where the holes in your knowledge are. And if you watch any of my study videos, you know that I am obsessed with spaced repetition. Spaced repetition and practicing active recall through spaced repetition was the thing that got me through grad school and my board exams. I used Anki to practice spaced repetition, so you already know I love that. By exposing yourself to material over time, it helps fortify your pathways. So I would definitely recommend this for any classes and continue to do your flashcards throughout all of school. My final tip is to focus your time. If you're studying, 1 hour of really focused studying is going to be a lot more effective for you than 3 hours of distracted studying. Put your phone away, put a block on your calendar, and hunker down in a quiet space where you can focus on the material at hand so that you can really master it and ace those exams. Every exam season, I would get super stressed out, so make sure that you take some time to take care of yourself. You will get through this. If I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm on the other side and loving life, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of motivation and hope in these times. You got this. Crush it. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.